Are we headed for another silver squeeze? It certainly seems like that's a possibility. And it's official, copper and silver are going critical. What does this mean for the metals? Let's get into it. Thank you so much for watching. I do sincerely appreciate it. I want to start with the silver squeeze news. There's been a lot of chatter about that recently, and Bob the Bullionaire posted this on X last week. Record-breaking silver news. COMEX open interest plunged 27,000 contracts. That's 139 million ounces of paper silver gone in just 2 weeks. They do say it's the biggest drop ever since 1986, but I believe there was a bigger one during COVID. Either way, they say not just physical vaults drained in October, paper supply set epic records too. Bullish silver squeeze set up soon. Now you might be saying, who cares about the paper supply or these paper contracts? They're likely being settled in cash anyway. Well, we're probably going to see a change in December with a lot of these contracts actually demanding for delivery of the physical silver, but the vaults are being drained, so we could be getting set up for something crazy. This Kitco article talks about the next silver squeeze as if it's a sheer certainty. They do mention silver going up to $54 an ounce before it dipping, and yes, we have had a correction. While a 10% correction is never enjoyable, these short-term fluctuations are part of the market's dynamics and not indicative of a change in the strong underlying fundamentals of the silver market. The long-term outlook for silver remains strong, and they do go into some of the fundamentals here, but they go on to say, we firmly believe that a commodities super cycle is currently underway, and silver is now facing its 5th consecutive year of deficit, and another squeeze could be underway. So we could be in the squeeze already. I did see this post on X, all eyes on silver, and apparently China is refusing to send its silver to London to fulfill orders, and one of these experts had a really interesting price prediction for silver. Listen to this.
Within 2 months, by the end of the year, we probably have silver pushing 67 to 75. And by late spring, early summer, probably 120 to 140. That would be my guess. My crystal ball.
That would absolutely break the annual average price chart, which, by the way, we are setting a new all-time record this year. It is now up to $38 an ounce for 2025, and of course, we still have a bit of year left to go, and with silver near 50, I expect this number to continue to go up, but we are beating out 2011. We're also beating out 1980, so we'll see what happens next year, but a lot of people are thinking silver could go a lot higher. Now let's talk about copper and silver going critical. What exactly does this mean? Well, if you go to usgs.gov, you can see that the 2025 list of critical minerals has officially been finalized. And yes, both copper and silver made the list. What do they say about them though? For copper, they say that it is used widely in wiring and cables. I guess we're probably going to need those moving forward. What about silver? They say used in electrical circuits, batteries, solar cells, and antibacterial medical instruments. The one that stands out to me is batteries. There's a lot of new battery technology coming out. Silver could be an integral part, and this could eat up a lot of the silver supply around the world. So is the government going to start stockpiling these metals? Well, that is a possibility, but let's see what other people are saying about it on X. Make Gold Great says the USA officially adds silver as a critical mineral just a week after China put silver export restrictions. The coming global silver rush will be unlike anything the world has ever seen. Complete validation for the silver community, all going as predicted. And Josh Philip Fair, the CEO of the Scottsdale Mint, says the U.S. Department of the Interior has added silver and copper to its list of critical minerals, increasing the likelihood that these materials materials could be included in future tariff policies. So keep an eye out for that. If we do see a big tariff on silver, this could certainly affect the price, and we've already seen tariffs on copper. Trump has said that gold will not be tariffed, but the jury is still out on silver. We'll have to wait and see what happens, but we know that the United States of America and China are battling over mineral supply chains and technological supremacy, while Trump is using tariffs and deregulation to begin the process of realigning mining and securing resources on U.S. soil. Listen to this.
In order to protect our country's future, a resurgence of U.S. manufacturing and production, the likes of which has not been seen for many decades. It's time for our great industries to come back to America. I want them back to America. This is the first of many.
Today, I want to showcase a company that is actually trading at its 2025 lows right now, down nearly 70% from its Q1 highs. The sponsor of today's video is Giant Mining Corp, ticker symbol BFGFF, and they are the owner of the Majuba Hill Copper Project and past producing mine in the state of Nevada. This company is the only copper company that I'm bullish on right now. I say it again, Giant Mining has rarely, if ever, traded this cheap. I'm showcasing it to you at one of its lowest market caps in its history, and the company has just raised 5 million Canadian dollars. So they're all cashed up, and they're about to start phase 2 drilling. Giant Mining, once again, US ticker symbol BFGFF, is available on Interactive Brokers and Charles Schwab, among others. Since President Trump's inauguration, his administration has aggressively pursued policies to secure U.S. mineral independence, with copper emerging as a flashpoint. Copper, vital for defense and AI infrastructure, underscores America's vulnerability to foreign dominance. In February 2025, President Donald Trump signed an executive order which initiated an investigation into U.S. copper imports. Look at this.
Copper is a critical material, and the supply of copper is vital to our national security. This executive order charges your Secretary of Commerce with starting the process to potentially impose tariffs or other trade barriers to prevent this ongoing dumping of copper and to protect the American manufacture and production of copper.
It will have a big impact.
The investigation, completed in June 2025, identified a significant U.S. trade deficit and overcapacity from state-subsidized Chinese copper production, leading to a July presidential proclamation that imposed 50% tariffs on semi-finished copper products, including wire and cables, effective August 1st, 2025. Now, in my view, after this happened, the copper sector entered a ground floor seismic level opportunity, marking the beginning of a transformative new phase for the entire industry. One of the world's most famous mining billionaires said about copper that the world needs astronomical amounts of copper over the next 20 years. He's repeatedly said that there's no rational price for copper when the metal is essential. And we definitely know it's essential now that the USGS has officially added it to the critical minerals list. Giant Mining owns a past producing copper mine in Nevada, one of America's best and most cherished mining jurisdictions. And Giant Mining's share price has still not recovered at all from the April market shock. Giant Mining Corp, again located in Nevada, USA, has historic underground mines at the Majuba Hill Project that produced copper, tin, and silver from the early 1900s to the 1950s, including 2.8 million pounds of copper, 184,000 ounces of silver, 5,800 ounces of gold, and 21,000 pounds of tin. So if you take in all of those factors and also include the fact that Giant Mining Corp has infrastructure that is ready, they've got access roads, power supply, transportation, water supply, ore stockpiles already there. I think now is the time to do your homework and do your own due diligence on Giant Mining, and I do want to thank them for sponsoring this video. Now, I am curious what you think about copper and silver being officially added to the critical minerals list. That is a new development as of late last week. Let me know down below in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next one. Silver Dragons out.